Let's do this. Oops, did not mean to click on that. Fuck, I just clicked it again. No, I want, there we go, that's what I want. Oop. That. Warhammer tree. I don't really know if filling in the game actually benefits me in any regard. I would think it does. You know, who knows? Oop, there we go. That's what I wanted. We'll go and snag the link as always. Snag the link like always. Thank you. It does. There's that boop. Five 0.3. 'Paste that. Boop. Haha. File. Yes. Okay. That's all that matters, really. That up there. Apparently the chat rate has gone up again, even though there's nobody in here to chat. I don't know why it spikes like that. No idea why. But yeah, hopefully our campaign just isn't a broken mess now, because now we're playing on 2 hotfixes worth of updates. So I'm actually pretty excited about this hotfix though. Hopefully this kind of solves everything, and hopefully it applies immediately. So if we do run into this issues, you know, we're over 100 turns in this campaign. I mean, realistically, you know, I think we have 28 out of 30 settlements. We did enough of Malakai's adventures. Pretty much wiping out the the chaos doors. Wow, and then it pretty much campaign victory or short campaign victory. So I say we probably another stream or 2 tops if in-game crisis doesn't kick in. But you know, I won't be upset if we don't do that, because I kind of want to start over with Master of Innovation, because you know we kind of shot ourselves in the foot way early on. So let's get a look at that patch notes here really quick. Thank you. To acquire a large balance past the Age of Reckoning system in order to try and simultaneously make it less hectic and scale more easily, while also maintaining its difficulty to ensure players don't easily max out the cycle. Max it out every cycle, which I think I only maxed it out once or twice so far. So, grudge targets are now defined based on the faction you share a land border with rather than met. While the intent remains the same, we want grudge targets to scale up or down depending on your local situation. We overlooked some issues determined and that were detrimental to the current gameplay. If you reveal too much too quickly beyond your own lands, we will continue to monitor the situation with the above charge. Yeah. I don't think we really had that much of an issue with that. I think our issue was we just expanded too fast, though. The second bracket reward, Scruff, no longer provides negative control and growth, and the first reward bracket, Elgi, has its negatives slightly reduced. This should make the system feel less punishing if you only manage to reach the second bracket, as it acts more like a neutral stage now. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that growth and the control is really slowing us down, and not in a good way. It's preventing me from upgrading my, you know, my capital buildings, and you know, I think it would be smart for me to have built artillery earlier, but just hard at the moment. Age of Reckonings and their subsequent wards now last for 15 turns from 10. However, we still have increased the percentages of grudges required from your local area each cycle to ensure it's still challenging. From your local area. So that tells me that it does change every time, up or down, depending on how much you did, right? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I pretty much said 12 to 15. Like I said, you kind of feel like Horn, and you really have to attack everybody, and I mean that just means that you're gonna have a little less like Trollhammer torpedo gyrocopters, but I feel like that's a unit that should be harder to get. Grudge targets now scale based on campaign difficulty. We squish the amount of grudges in the world along with how many grudges are gained by hostile actions. While this shouldn't create too much of a gameplay difference as the grudge targets will scale match, it should make swings and grudge targets feel significantly less drastic. Yeah, because we're kind of seeing that in our campaign where there's some Age of Reckonings where it got a little easier and there were some where it got like really hard. Probably really easy because we weren't taking out targets, really. Following the number squish, we also reduced the base cost of Confederation to 7.5k, sell grudges from 15k. I mean, that's fine. I mean, eventually you're gonna get that. Additional starting grudges has been added to the world, especially around the Darklands Chaos Dwarves. Makes sense, because right now the Chaos Dwarves, because they declared war on us, they actually have a good amount of grudges, where before they weren't really building anything up. We fixed an issue with sacking settlement, not fully clearing the grudge from trying to allow you to double dip. I think we only did that once, to be fair. Whatever. Grudge Seller units and army wards granted by the Age of Reckoning. Base size of Grudge Seller army has been changed from 15 to 10. That makes sense. There's no reason you should have a Dwarf Wog. No reason. I mean, it's kind of silly that there's even a Grudge Seller army that spawns with no upkeep. Honestly, I would prefer they just took that out and just increased the recruitment of everything. Added a further +3 Grudge Seller army size to the Way of the Clans technology for a total of +5, so you get that 15 still. Added a further 2+ Grudge Seller army due to Thorgrim's High King skill for a total of 5. So Thorgrim can have pretty much 20, are they saying, or 15 still? But I don't know. Cap for maximum units reserved to Grudge Seller units have been reduced from 20 to 2. Oof. That's kind of I expect them to take it down a notch, to be fair, but that's, yeah, I don't like that. I do like having my emergency armies, but I think 2 is really low, especially if you have to wait every 15 turns. Because, you know, my only gripe is because the Trollhammer torpedoes are a unique gyrocopter. And you really don't want to spam those. I don't know. Like, if they make the Trollhammer torpedo just recruitable naturally, but like, you know, make its stats different, I would be happy. Because I feel like the other gyrocopters just don't punch its weight value. Except for the gyro bombers. Like, I think, personally, the Trollhammer torpedoes outperform the Brimstone completely. The cap for Grudge Seller units in the army has been reduced from 5 to 3. But that's okay. You know, it's an emergency army. You know, you get 3+ them. Oh yeah, and you also add 1 to the unit cap to the warrior guild 2 tech. Add a further 1 to the unit cap and call upon oaths of old tech, or a total of 2. So you still get that 5. Grudge Seller units are no longer free to recruit. That's fine. Added 20% Grudge Seller unit recruitment cost, or minus 20% cost to the warrior tech guild tech. That's fine. Although I think that's kind of lore breaking, because I feel like Grudge Sellers will kind of do stuff for free, so that is kind of an odd thing. Make as part of 5.0.3, we're making a pretty significant change to the Frostworm, reducing its size by roughly a third. Ooh. I'm guessing what happened was it was just plowing through the front lines. Like a baby. Envisioned as a mid-tier fast moving Frostworm was roughly placed in the brackets of large fast creatures like the Carnosaur, but the unit was also the size of a Dread Saurian. Unit's performance and really continues except unwork. Huh? I don't know. Okay, additionally, we're changing the stats. So armor's going up, bonus versus large is 25. Actually, they're making it a lot, taking 80 to 110. That's pretty good. Max entities hit by splash going from 6 to 5, but that's because they got some more. We're gonna just ignore general fixes. Battle balance. Pestigor's recruitment costs went from 650 to 0. What? What? That must be like a gift or something. That doesn't sound right. 650 down to 0. Huh. So there's no reason to not spam the Pestigors. Interesting. Yeah, Suri's number empty went up from 40 to 60. Additional hit points 121 to actually went additional hit points. So are you adding 90 or are you taking it down to 90? I mean, I guess if they take it down to 90, whatever. Morale is 35 to 50. Armor is 25 20 to 25. Entity mass is 150 to 250. So they're actually a little bit more viable. Not really, but they are. Malakai, uh-oh. Malakai had his missile weapon adjusted from a triple shot scattergun to a triple shot rifle in order to maintain consistently with his lore. I didn't think he had a shotgun actually, but I never really watched him shoot. Projectile number went from 3 to 1. Spread went from 1 to 3. Wait, what? It's a scattergun. Shouldn't the spread be 3 to 1? Or armor piercing damage went up 70 to 100. Base missile damage went up 3 to 50. Penetration 3 to 4. Bullet mass 20 to 25. That's pretty nice. Projectile number. So he probably just shoots 3 times rapidly. I would guess instead of just shooting once. Maybe I don't. We'll see. Thunder Barge. Additional hit points went down. They're taking about 1,000, a little over 1,000 off. Melee defense went from 10 to 4. Armor went from 120 to 90. Projectile penetration resistance went from 4 to 20. Okay, so I mean, I guess yeah, you're reducing armor. So in other words, you know, if you engage this in flying combat, it's gonna not do as well. Spirit of Grundy, they're taking about 2k points off for health points. Melee defense is also down to 4. Armor is the same. Actually, it's just the same overall. It just says health. Flame Can's effective range went from 200 to 240. Grudge Throwers, or the Grudge Sellers. Okay, that's just recruitment costs. We already talked about that. Those are kind of expensive. Hopefully their stats are a little better. Especially for Quarrelers, 600, that's kind of pricey. Okay, Gyrocopters, in general, additional hit points went from 812 to 1,054. Okay. Or Gyro Bombers, I'm not upset by that. They are pretty good. For regular Gyrocopters, went from 312 to 346. Base missile damage went up from 6 to 8. Armor piercing damage went from 6 to 18. Minimum range went from 10 to 0. Which is really good. I have issues with the Gyrocopters. Where if they were within range, or let's say they were within, let's say like 9 range, the Gyrocopters would stop shooting. And if you selected them to attack their target, they wouldn't reform up to shoot again. So they were kind of just passively sitting there like a bum on a log. Hi, Saint Sanguine. Whatever. I can't say the name right now. I can say it usually. How you doing? Gyrocopters with the Brimstone guns. Additional hit points went from 312 to 346. So pretty much just buffing Gyrocopter's health. Base missiles damage from 12 to 14, armor piercing missile 2 to 4, and range 10 to 0. So they're buffing the gyrocopter's damage output, which it's nice to see, even though they like upped it by like what did they got 12 entities in their units now, so 3 times the size. I felt like they weren't hitting hard, or even hitting. Troll hammers, I got the same buff. Empire, we haven't played Empire yet, which I want to do that for the next stream. I'm hoping to get another follow in here so we can do a multiplayer campaign. I talked to him first because he's a very busy boy. Upkeep went up, recruitment costs went up. No iron size recruitment costs went up. Upkeep costs went up. Multiplayer, that's not us. Ooh, corn. Seriously, the same Nurgle. Toad Dragon went down in recruitment upkeep costs. 600 to 525. Recruitment costs also went down in general by 300. Morale went down by 10, so now it's 75. Turn speed went from 60 to 90. So in our words, it have 90-degree turns. Yeah, so far I'm really happy with the patch. For dwarves, we'll see. Like, my campaign's kind of busted because I played the last patch, and campaigns don't like being played with patches. Chaos Furies for Slanesh didn't change. Siege didn't change. Campaign only. Obstinate gyrocopters? What the hell are those? Or maybe they mean bomb. I don't know. What the hell is that? Is that a miss input, or do they mean bombers? Projectile velocity. I don't know what this is. Obstinate gyrocopters went from 330 to 366. Base damage 18 to 10. Ooh, armor piercing damage went up from 8 to 20 though. Minimum range is 0 now. Projectile velocity is 45 to 60. Or went from 45 to 60. Base reload time went down 9 to 8. Calibration area 13 to 3. So that's really good, right? So those could be super accurate, I think. Projectile mass went from 3 to 4. Looks like Nurgle Lords got a debuff in health. Looks like they lose about 3 to 500 health overall. Call of the Wild, number of uses is 3 to 1. I don't use spells, fuck these spells. I don't care about you. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I fuck magic, I'm a dwarf player. Okay, so, hopefully the campaign isn't broken for us now. But I wonder what they mean when his triple barrel rifle went from 3 projectiles down to 1. So does that mean like each burst that he shoots is 3 rounds? Which he has a lot of ammo already. I haven't really run out of ammo for him. Huh, I'm kind of curious. I didn't even realize it had a shotgun. That doesn't make sense though, because I was sniping lords with him. Or do they mean backwards that he's given a shotgun now, which I hope not. I mean, he is a slayer, but he does not have armor. So to me, that would make him even squishier. I have no idea. That's kind of odd. Or maybe they like... I don't know. I don't know what they mean by his projectiles went from 3 to 1. So I'm guessing each volley shot 3. I don't really know. Yeah. It almost makes me wonder if we should have held off from doing a dwarves campaign early on and just did like a human campaign, because I had such a rough start with dwarves that this campaign's going way longer than I anticipated. And it's not necessarily in a good or bad way, but it's just generally it's a little rougher. I'm not saying I'm the best dwarven player, but I would say I'm a decent one at that. Because I like the turtle. I also Oh, I did not leave off on the battle. Wow. Yeah, we also lost. So last stream we lost our asses to this guy because these great Tauruses are mean.
Master of Rune.
So I wonder if they mean gyre bombers. They still have a melee defense of 6 though, but that's a regiment renown. Where is what's his face? There he is.
Malakai Makaisson.
Okay, you're buffing that. Let's see. Do we have any? Where's the Trollhammer torpedo guy? He was fighting Archeon recently. Is he right next to you?
For the wisdom of Valea.
Melee defense is 14. Where are you getting that buff from? I don't know. It still says 9 turns for us. Yeah, well, you know, with how C8 handled the last update, the hotfixes are coming like months after the point. Not, I think we got like 2 hotfixes in like 2 weeks kind of thing. I don't know if this campaign actually took proper effect because it still says 9 turns, but we already started, so maybe it's not too bugged out. Hopefully.
My eyesight's superb. These goggles just make it better. The throng agrees.
Hopefully, anyways. Yeah. I was in a lot of pain. No. I hope you enjoyed it, but yeah, I was in a lot of pain. Actually, that's a lot of Nurgling. What the fuck? Why do you have so many Nurglings? I'm just gonna auto-resolve. We are going to... Yeah, we're gonna raise it. There we go.
One rug.
You're fine. You're fine.
Slayer. Who even travels by foot these days?
Let's see. Yeah, probably should do Purebeard because we're about to go into some very unfriendly territory.
It's me.
Yeah, I miss. Where is it? I kind of underestimated the Great Taurus units. Even though this army should have handled it, 4 Thunders plus the Iron Drake should have handled those Tauruses. But I think it was the settlement garrison here with the Hell Cannon that was giving issues. Because the Hell Cannon, if you watched the video, so you know it was focusing on the Iron Drakes almost immediately. Uh-oh, I can't see the. I'm not sure what you could have done about it though. I don't know.
My anger burns.
If I had to choose one faction, or that I struggle with fighting, it's Chaos Dwarves because I play defensive, and Chaos Dwarves are also a semi-defensive faction, especially if you're within their own territory because they have a bunch of bombardments, and their lore of magic is really strong. So to me, a Dwarf versus a Chaos Dwarf matchup is very, very hard. Like Bretonnia doesn't really struggle against the Chaos Dwarves, but I still take heavy losses with them. And the same kind of applies to like Skaven weapon teams and what else? Like those are my 3 factions I struggle with, and it's more of a Ikit Claw I struggle with. I don't struggle with anybody else.
Explosives expert.
Oh, you have a full army. You also have. Okay, as long as they don't ambush me, I should be fine. I probably should have fought that battle manually, but oh well. Things might go south for us really fast.